It's stupid.
It's pointless.
It's irrelevant.
It's Things That Matter with Mike and Nev. Welcome to the show, everybody. It's Things That Matter with Mike and Nev. I'm Nevin Barrage, and he's Michael Feldman. This week's topic, the Winter Olympic Games. Mike, I don't know about you, but I have not seen one single second of the Olympics. I don't know anybody who's watching the Olympics. I don't know anybody who knows sports like curling. I don't know people who know sports like bobsled. Their only knowledge of bobsled is from that movie Cool Runnings back in the 90s.
Right.
Great movie.
Yes.
Loved it.
And the Jamaicans are going to potentially be in the thing.
I heard
so
the Jamaicans are in the bobsleds.
We'll all watch that.
Everybody wins. Yeah. But my point is, it just seems to me that nobody cares about these Olympics.
Right. Well, no, absolutely. I mean, first off, it's the Winter Olympics, right? So no one cares about those.
Right.
Like the summer is awesome.
Summer is great.
Yeah.
Let's be clear.
Yeah.
We're talking Winter Olympics.
Right.
Summer Olympics, awesome.
Right.
Winter Olympics sucks.
Basically, with Winter Olympics, right, every single sport you have to have explained to you.
Yes.
Right.
Good point.
Yes.
In
some
way.
way.
Curling.
Right.
I'll listen to ESPN radio sometimes,
Yeah.
and their host will explain curling. It's like a 20-minute indecipherable explanation,
right.
And it's just not clicking.
Exactly. Or it's either that, like it's some sport where the rules don't make any sense and it takes forever, or it's some event where it's judged, like subjectively, like the judges have to make some judgment call, and you don't have any understanding of what they're talking about or what they're judging. And so it's like you're watching it, you're going, wait, that looked really good, and then, oh no, it's horrible, and they don't make it.
That happens every time I see figure skating.
Right.
They're doing these spins and these twirls and these turns, and I'm
right.
like, oh my God, it's amazing. And the judge is like, oh, he didn't hit that triple axe handle quite like he did in practice earlier today, and the judges are going to notice that for sure. And then the judges do. And every time I watch figure skating, I end up watching it with somebody who they nod like they understand what's going on, but they really don't. They just don't want to admit it.
First off, I just have to say I love triple axe handle. That is awesome.
Is that what I said?
Yes, you did.
That's my point.
That's so
I don't
great.
even know.
I'm obsessed with this now. I love it. I love it.
I don't even know the terminology.
Yes.
That's how much I don't
care. Yes,
right.
I mean, that's fantastic. Triple axel, I think.
I think you're right. Yes.
But yeah, no. And it's also, I mean, it's even in the sports that you would think, right, like snowboarding. Right, that would be. I don't know. It's like, why does it judge?
It doesn't translate well to TV.
No, it's so repetitive after a while.
It just gets boring.
Right.
I'm just watching the same thing over and over again. At least, I bash hockey. I'm not a hockey fan.
All right.
I'm only a hockey fan when the Kings are in the playoffs.
Right.
Then I dust off my Kings Stanley Cup shirt.
Nice.
I've been a fan all year. Blah, blah, blah. But at least in hockey, and Olympic hockey sucks, by the way. It hasn't been good since the movie Miracle.
Right.
Let's just put that out there.
Right.
At least with hockey, there is an objective score.
Right.
It's not judged.
Right.
You have the referees making calls, but I consider that to be a sport. And maybe that's part of the problem also. If I don't understand the sport, I have trouble accepting it as a sport.
Yes. No, and it's funny too. Like hockey, I agree. Like hockey is one of these things where when it's on TV, right, the announcers are talking about it, and they're not, it's either like they don't explain anything that's going on, or they explain it like you're the dumbest person in the world.
Which is
right.
Either way,
well, fine. But it's like like for example, like this happens to me when I'm watching soccer. Right. Where it's like the announcer will say at some point, "Oh, he is trying to get that ball into the opponent's goal," and it's like, "Oh, really? Oh, thank you." Maybe explain like offsides to me because I don't get it in soccer.
But I have a counterpoint.
Okay.
Maybe don't explain offside because I'm not going to understand it anyway.
Okay, fine.
Because listen, at least with soccer and hockey, they stop play for some reason. I don't know why.
Right.
And then either the other team gets the ball or puck, or they have a face-off. I'm wondering, wait, what happened? And then I'm back to the action. I don't need the explanation from the announcer as to what is going on, because it's a sport that translates well enough to TV that at least I can see, okay, the score has not changed. Nobody has scored. So I know that much.
Right.
And that's really and I know who has the ball.
Right.
Whereas when I'm watching curling,
yes.
What am I watching?
Yes.
What's going on?
Yes.
Is this good? Is this bad? What's the score? I don't know these things.
Right.
How is it scored?
Right.
I just don't know. It's throwing me off.
Yeah, it's really weird. I mean, it's also just hard to me with when you have the judging, with things, right? Where the points are so different, and you have no idea what they're discussing. Like it's sort of like, oh, there's like artistic merit.
What does that even mean? How many axe handles do you have to do to get a good score of artistic merit?
It also, see, here's the other thing too about all this stuff with judging, and I know this has been brought up before, this is not a new idea, but this whole thing of corruption, right? Like in the judging, right? All this stuff, where it's just, if you're like in the Summer Olympics, right, and you're watching like track and field, right, and you were watching sprinters sprint down a track,
right.
Okay, yes, there could be drugs involved. Yes, whatever.
And that's true of any sport. Right, yeah.
But it's not like when you see one person cross the line ahead of somebody else, there's corruption going on in that result. Right? Like, that is a true result. We're done. Good.
Done.
Like,
finished.
Like these judges could just be making everything up.
You just don't know.
You have no idea.
Because, who's on the tape? Who hates Americans? You assume they all hate Americans.
Right.
Because they've always been against Americans every single Olympics. So how can I take the sport seriously if the judging is just so subjective? Okay, and speaking of idiocy, where are the Olympics? Sochi?
Yeah.
First of all, when I heard Sochi, I thought it was like a gelatin ice cream. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Like, what? I've never heard of this place.
It's where isn't where Sharapova was born?
Maria Sharapova?
Yeah, Maria Sharapova. Okay. But she left when she was what, like 6 or something?
Yeah, exactly.
7?
And she left for a good reason. Yeah. Mike, my understanding is they have like no running water.
Right. All that stuff is great.
That's bad.
Yeah,
they're hosting an Olympics here.
Yeah.
China at least had a McDonald's, but this place doesn't have like good hotels.
Right.
They don't have. I hear they don't have Wi-Fi, and that's a problem because reporters do come to these things.
Yes.
And they do need a way to transmit their information.
I mean, look at poor Bob Costas, right? Who got pink eye, now he can't broadcast.
And the thing is, in Sochi, I think pink eye is a deadly disease. Because I'm just saying,
they might have just assassinated Bob Costas. We don't know.
You just don't know yet. That's the thing. And here's what really bothers me.
Yeah.
Why do you need the Olympics to be in these random off-the-wall cities?
Well,
that just drives me nuts.
Right. Well, the weird thing about Sochi, too, from what I understand, is it's not really a winter thing.
No.
Like, it's got nice weather.
Yeah,
in general.
they don't even have snow.
No, right. They have, like, artificially...
It's the Winter Olympics. You need snow.
Right. Like, I mean...
Snow! It's winter sports. I
know.
That's ridiculous.
It's so weird.
I mean, the Olympics... Okay, the Winter Olympics, I know this much.
Yeah.
The Winter Olympics cannot be played in 80-degree weather.
No.
I know that
That's
much.
correct.
Okay. Now, listen, we're from Los Angeles.
Yes.
So we're familiar with man-made snow.
Yes.
Kudos to the man-made snow makers. The snow is awesome. It's always packed nicely, but not for the Olympics. For my Olympics, I need at least a mixture of fake and real snow. You got to have the elements there. That's just crazy. There's you're going to a place where there's no snow for snow sports.
It's bizarre.
Do you remember the movie Cool Runnings in '94 about the Jamaican bobsled team?
Yeah, we're talking about it.
By the way, with bobsled, all I know about bobsledding is the movie Cool Runnings and the fact that Lolo Jones is competing.
It's great.
That's all I know.
It's very exciting.
That's really all I know. That's all I need to know.
No, that's right. That's all we need.
So having the Olympics in Sochi, which has no snow, is like the Cool Runnings movie having the Olympics take place actually in Jamaica. It's kind of like the scenes when they were practicing, like before they left.
Yes.
That's what these Winter Olympics are like, because there's no snow.
See, what I can't figure out is that this is apparently the most expensive Olympics ever.
Of course, because they don't have anything.
Because they had to create
snow.
Winter.
Yes.
They had to make winter.
It's ridiculous.
For the Winter Olympics. I mean,
And here's my other question. Where is this money coming from?
Right.
I mean, that's just weird. Because Sochi is not exactly... a happening place.
Yeah.
I mean, Sharapova left for a reason.
Yeah.
So, I mean, where it's coming from somewhere, I don't know where. Legal means, illegal means, it's just weird. But going back to this final point about why these Olympics have to be in these random places. Why can't the Olympic Games, both winter and summer, be like in a rotating series of cities held every, where you rotate every 4 years? Not unlike kind of what the NFL does with the Super Bowl.
Right, a little bit.
I mean, granted, they have every once in a while they'll have it in a new place, like they had it at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, earlier this month. But for the most part, it's in New Orleans, it's in Atlanta, it's in Phoenix, it's in places that have traditionally good weather. And or they have domes.
Right.
So, and with the Olympics, why can't that be the same? Why can't you have it in the cities where they who have one hosted Olympic Games before,
Yes.
two have shown that they know how to do it. Los Angeles, Vancouver, London, places like that. Why are we in a place with no running water?
Yeah, it's really strange. I mean, there's obviously the Olympics. There's this whole idea, right, of making them. It's a world thing, right? It's a global thing. So they want to have it in as many different places as possible and try to have. But there is a point, right? Where, as you're saying, you have to get practical here,
Right?
And you have to say, okay, if we are holding it in a place that does not have running water, decided to kill all of its stray dogs in order to get that together, has just whatever, all this weird stuff.
No snow.
And has no snow.
Right.
You might want to rethink this whole global thing for like an actual winter for a Winter Olympics.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Well, that's going to do it for this week's episode of Things That Matter with Mike and Nev. For Michael Feldman, I'm Nevin Barrett. It's the Things That Matter.